Hey everybody, this is Rachelle Leerling, high performance coach. And today I'm going to be talking to one of our clients, Michael, about big shifts that he has made. For instance, working on average 60 hours a week to 40 hours a week. The energy shifts, the productivity shifts. So we're going to be talking about what changed for him and how he's feeling differently. So Michael, you would call your business like a personalized video automation company, right?
Right.
And what kind of industries do you help mostly?
Most of our industries are marketing agencies and governments. We help them distribute their message through videos at scale with personalized message to each and every one client.
Yeah, cool. Awesome stuff. And you're from Israel and you're working and living in Tel Aviv, right?
Next to Tel Aviv, yes.
Next to Tel Aviv. Awesome stuff. Great. So today I just want to talk shortly about, why you came to us, your before state, let's say, and also what changed for you in the process so far. So I wanted to ask you, what was your situation before you started with us? Like, can you describe your business situation, your personal role in that?
Well, in my personal world, I tried a lot of time to get my routine, to get my habits, and do it every day and never miss a day, or do my workout very, very organized. And some month I succeed and some month I didn't. And it came to a point when I needed to do it at the most professional as I can.
There's a reason you came to us, like your before state, and I would be curious to know, like, what was your situation? So what was your business like? What was your role in the business? Like, how did you feel? That kind of stuff.
Okay, so in my business, I felt like we did a lot of stuff. We spread to a lot of niches, and we didn't focus as much as we can. So I had to optimize this situation. I had to focus on one thing. I had to optimize my time together with my relationship with my co-founders and employees. How to manage this both world of personal life with my wife and my business life. Yeah.
And personally, you mentioned like you had some routines here and there. You knew the importance, let's say, of habits, but you slacked off. Like it was 1 month on, off, right?
It was like a roller coaster. Like a few months I was amazing, like did everything, and then after like did nothing, and it's really like it wasn't strong enough.
Right.
So I can't call it habits as much.
Right. And at the beginning, you were also working on average like 60 hours a week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what time did you usually work on a normal day?
I could work from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. or maybe more. Yeah, and it was really like walk, and very fluid like the day. If I finish, I finish. If I don't, I stay at the office. Like
right.
Nothing was.
So you just dragged through to get things done, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay. And and what else was different maybe for you was you said, relationship with your co-founder and your team, like it's also the management of how the team changed maybe, and your relationship to them, and speaking your opinion to them about the things in business, right?
Yeah, it's really important. Like the most important thing was to put that in front of me, like to look at it every day, to see what happened, to see what's changed, like to be on top of it every day. This is what needed to be done, like the connection with the employees, to see how the business grow, or to check every day with my co-founder just to see that we are both on the same page.
Yeah. And that was just not happening before.
It happens, but not at the same process. Like I didn't look at it every day. It wasn't that in front of me. So it was in the back of my mind, like when it happens, it's good.
Yeah, right. And how would you rate your productivity before you started working with us? Because you said you made long days, whatever needs to be done, you did. But, did you make productive hours in those 10 plus hours a day?
The mornings was productive as now, but it was very like the work stretched along the day. Like it wasn't like, okay, I finish it now. Sometimes it did, but mostly it was like, okay, I finished the important stuff and then I dragged the small stuff along the day. It wasn't like, let's finish this one and move to another subject. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So all in all, there were like different parts going on. Like it was long working days. It was maybe the communication and the alignment with the team. There was, not maybe time to be with your wife at home because you were working such long hours. It was a different routine, let's say, like a week schedule. What made you decide to work with us? Like, what was like the trigger that you said, okay, I'm going to change this?
I had to tell myself that I don't know anything. I think I knew enough about habits, about everything that I need to do to make it happen, but it wasn't that precise. It wasn't that hard for me to not do it. So I needed that push from you guys, and from when you pay attention. So when I pay money, I always like, okay, now it's serious. Now I lose something if I don't commit to something. And also there's two guys that help me and put their time and their effort to help me. So it was a big push for me to take it and to say, okay, this is the time. This is a great opportunity for me to go ahead and change it. Even if it's in a few months, it can build something for the future.
Yeah, right. Awesome. So then I'm curious, and I guess all the people watching, what were the results so far? Because you've been with us for almost 3 months. What changed for you in the process? Like, what do you see differently?
Okay, so first of all, it's the basic stuff. It's the habits. Behind it, there's a lot of deep stuff of the communication, but the habits are the most important for me at first, because I love to do all the automated things without thinking, and give myself some times in the day to think about what I want, about what's important. When I get up in the morning and I do the same stuff, and I give myself the same time, and I have my rules that I cannot break them, good things just happened. I wake up at the same time, I go take a shower, I go do the exercise, I do my most important walk at the same time. It really helped me to clear my mind. This is one stuff, and
because you have a very solid morning routine with like a cold shower, as you say,
of course,
meditation, reading, like you're super strict on it. And I guess like it makes you also like start the day off with a winning feeling, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely. Even when I wake up not so powerful, feeling a little bit lazy, when I do all of these things, I have some energy. So this is the basic stuff that, out of respect for me, I will do it every morning.
Awesome. And then after that, like that's the morning, but you also have more bedtime routine. So at least you are more strict with putting on an alarm, starting to get ready for your bed routine, getting up consistent. How is that going for you?
So I'm still building it. I'm still trying to figure it out, my night routine, but I'm definitely, like, it was stages. I did the first stage of like, okay, I go to bed at the same time, let's do it. I prepare my meals of the morning before. And then I'm trying to build on top of it a lot more habits that I want. Even if it's read a book, even if it's time with my wife, do a lot of stuff that I want to do before we go to bed. So
awesome stuff. And what is also just fun fact is that we started doing a carb challenge, because you were eating a lot of hummus, for instance. And you said, like it's just something that you eat, like there's certain things in your lunch that make you de-energized afterwards. So that's why we were like, let's change that, right? What do you do differently now?
So as you said, like we started with no carbs challenge. It was very hard for me because all I ate was carbs, like no vegetables at all, maybe sometimes, but at all. So what we did, like we took it to 100%. I didn't eat carbs at all. And now what I'm doing is trying to combine them together, but something that works for me. Like I know in my lunch, I cannot eat as much carbs as I used to, because I will get tired and I will not work enough. In the morning, I do some smoothies or some vegetables, something that will keep me
Yeah, full, I
Something,
guess, right?
yeah, something that will keep me full, energized, and at night I can eat my carbs and go to bed very tired.
Yes.
So yeah, I never looked at food before as much as I do now, even if it's not the perfect situation. I'm
Yeah.
still building it. I'm still trying to figure it out what I can, but it's good that now I can look at it and know
Yeah.
what I'm capable of.
Yeah, and I guess you're conscious of it now. You know the effects, and you know that during lunch, now if you have a lot of carbs, you will just be de-energized, so it's just not going to work for you. So it would be a waste, but it's just figuring out what works. But what I also thought was just amazing in the process so far is that you used to drink like 4 coffees a day, maybe even more, right?
Yeah, yeah. Now I drink
What?
none.
None? Like,
Yeah.
explain that to me. Like, how
So
dependent were you on coffee? What did it do for you?
I thought that I didn't thought I was dependent on coffee. When I wake up, I drink coffee. It was a habit. It was a habit, but
Yeah,
like
a bad one.
I can't wake up without smelling the coffee. Like I loved it. I still do.
Yeah.
But as we did also a coffee challenge that I didn't drink at all, and now I understand that um, I don't have to drink it. Maybe if I do, I understand that I do it because it's tasty, because I love it. I don't need it for my energy.
Right. Because that was the fun fact that you used to drink it, but also after lunch. So like in the afternoon, like 4 or 5 p.m. is like your latest coffee.
Yeah.
And then I explained to you like what it does to you, right? The caffeine and the energy dips and all that, and even your sleep quality. And then
Yeah.
you started, I think, with less coffee. So just in the morning and not late in the afternoon.
Yeah, I decreased
Then you
it
cut
for
down.
like
Yeah.
for like 2 and 1. One week
Yeah.
I drank only 1 coffee, and then
Yeah.
like it was 20 days ago, maybe 1 month ago, then I
Yeah.
stopped like totally.
Yeah. And how is your energy different? Like you said, you don't need it for your energy anymore.
The energy is the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. I replaced it with herbs tea or maybe a lot of water. I
Yeah.
replaced it with like 3 liters of water. And before I drank, also with the coffee, I didn't drink enough water.
Right.
So the energy is the same. Like my sleep
Awesome.
is good. Everything is
Awesome.
amazing.
Good stuff. And alcohol was also a last challenge that we did with food.
Yeah.
How is that? Because yeah, of course, like you drank something. It was part of the week.
Well,
How
it's
did that
funny.
happen?
I noticed that I drink a lot. It's not
Yes.
a lot, but like every day I take a beer or a glass of wine. I didn't thought about it. You know, when you do it emotionally, you don't remember it the day after, or it's like it's along the way. But now when I wrote it like on our performance tracker, I can see like, okay, for a whole week I drink every day, even if it's a small stuff.
Yeah.
So
How does it
also
feel?
here, it feels good. It feels that I'm in control, like, or maybe the illusion of control.
But you're stacking your habits. You're winning on every little win, basically. On
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's good to feel that I control it. And when I do drink, when I do drink like 1 glass of wine, I enjoy it. I know the consequences, and I do it like, for me, I do it only on the weekend. I do not drink on weekdays because for me it interrupts my next morning.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, right? With the whole habit tracking and performance tracking, you started to see like, this is what I do at night, like going to bed late or drinking or whatever was going on. And then you see the effect in the morning, because then, you know, you wake up later, you wake up unrefreshed, your day is unproductive. And I guess you also started to see like, hey, that's not helping. That's not helping. And with that, you keep on like improving little bits, right? It's like the onion peeling off one layer of another layer. And I guess now you know how it works for you, and also what it does to you, and also what the benefits and the side effects are.
Yeah. So the best thing about the tracker is that now I can see what happened, because if I now try to remember what I did last week, it's not effective. So the best thing it did for me, it's like, now I see what I did 1 month ago. What is my rating for that day? Like, was it great? Was it not good? And I can see what's the problem. It's very easy now to solve it, like to see what's.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Awesome. So overall, just looking at this part of health, so you quit alcohol, more or less, you quit coffee, you're drinking way more water, you're low on carbs and more on veggies. You have a morning routine. There's consistent sleep, consistent time also in bed. How do you feel overall?
Well, it's really good, really good. You know, sometimes life happens and you have anxieties and you have some bad businesses, but you need to be in control to manage that anxieties. You need to be in your best self to breathe and accept everything. And this is the best thing that I got from all the process now, that I can be with myself. Like when something bad happened, I can control it. I know what good for me in this situation. And I feel good, much better than I did before. I feel like in control. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And the second part is, you already said like you went from an average of 60 hours a week to more or less 40 a week, sometimes even less, like working 6-7 hours a day, but it depends, of course. What changed for you in terms of your working hours? Like what made you able to work less during the day?
Only the focus, like definitely to every morning I put on my like blocks among the day, like what I need to do now, what is the most important thing, how much time it will take, and then I need to delegate. This is another step that I delegate all my things that I don't like, that I'm not good at, that I don't want to do, to some of my employees, to some other people, freelancers. And it gave me time to finish the important stuff and to have a free time also.
Right, because before that was just like a lack of free time in the evening, let's say, and now you added some time to have, for instance, a meeting with the co-founder at the end of the afternoon, once or twice a week, but you also have more time for the climbing that you used to do.
Also time for myself, time for my wife, because it's a two-way street. Like I need to be there and there.
You need to invest, right? Cool. And because you talked a bit about delegation. I remember we went through a whole assignment on this. So like, what's the point of delegation, but also what is your zone of genius? So I recall we talked about like, what are the tasks, what are the elements that you love about the business, where you get energized, where you add the most value. And we looked at the list, like all the things you do in like a month's time, like all the tasks. And we rated them, right? Like zone of genius, or delegate this, or outsource this, or stop doing this even. And what did that do for the business? Because you said like you were delegating before, but it's different now, right?
Because now I can see that it is possible to move even the stuff that I didn't want to. I need to let go. And if I can't let go by delegating, I need to erase it because it's not affecting as much as the important stuff. And again, like we knew all those things. This is the funny part, that we knew all these points about what needs to be done, but it didn't happen in the full like potential of it. As much as now we can do it.
Right. Awesome. Good stuff.
When it's in front of you.
Cool. And so another point that we also talked about a lot was your own emotional mastery. So how you show up, self-confidence, speaking your truth, but also even detaching from your business. How is that? Like, what is the situation with that? How do you feel changes in that sense?
Well, this is very recent that we started to work on it. But actually I did like all the assignments. For me, for myself, it was very, very personal about how I approach it, because it was very emotional, the business. It's always like the business is my baby. I need to take care of it. No one will touch it. And now I'm trying to let go of that feeling, because I can do a lot of businesses and none of them is me. It's very important. So it's on the way. It's very interesting.
And what do you think the effects of knowing and seeing this will be? Because as you say, you
already happened.
Baby, like you were proud of it, but you also felt bad when something happened to the business, right?
But it already happened, the changes. Like now I'm like, every day when I put in front of me and we talk about the business, I remember that we used to talk about it, and it was like, I will take care of it. I will fight with anyone. And now I also can fight about my business, but it's also, it's it's in a good way. It's I separated my emotion from the business itself. Like if it will die, I tell myself, okay, nothing happened.
Yeah, awesome. That's great stuff. Yeah, awesome. And then, yeah, just talking about how you show up, like your identity work. Of course, we're going to be talking about this in the next session as well, like about the identity shifts and how to really implement this. But what changed for you in the way you show up as a business owner?
I decided to put myself first in a lot of situations when I wanted to make some people happy, and now I need to put myself first. I will think like in points about what needs to be done when I come in a conversation with my employee or co-founder, what we need to talk about, like not to go around it because it's not comfortable, and try to listen to myself, what it needs to be done for me. And every day I try to figure it out, what is good for me, what I need to do in any conversation, if it's good for the business. And also another point I wanted to talk about is like the how I see myself. If in the morning I have a big meeting, I will see myself as a warrior, or try to close the deal. And I will try to change my perspective on how I come in a conversation or a meeting, because it's always reflect outside.
Yes.
So it's very important to have this confidence of it's really me, but I can change. I can change the faces.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. And it's just not knowing it, it's also feeling this, right? It's like coming from you, and you know that when you change and you show up differently or feel differently, you will have the effects on the business.
It's true for me. Yeah, if it's true for me, it will be true.
Yeah, super cool. Awesome. So yeah, just getting to an end, I wanted to ask you, what are the positive effects on your personal life from everything we did so far? So it's from health, from productivity, better sleep, all that stuff. What are the positive effects, you would say?
Definitely the confidence of the capability. Like I can do, like I know that if I want to establish a new habit, I can do it now. I have the foundations of how I can do it. The communication got a lot better with my wife along the process, and with my co-founder, that I realized a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it helps also in my life, in my home, with my family. I can think a lot clearly right now, more clearly.
Yeah, maybe the team, like the co-founder, maybe that whole alignment like is different, right? Like the communication line with your co-founders.
Yeah, it's always a process, but it definitely started. It definitely gave me the opportunity to go for him and talk with him about stuff that I was afraid before, because I wanted to avoid fighting about it. Though it's not always true.
Right.
But it gave me the confidence that I can do it, basically. Yeah.
Awesome. So what is differently in your day, like in anything, than before we started? How is your day different?
Everything. I changed everything. I changed how I get ready for the day, and if it's my morning routine, or if it's what I work on, or if it's what I eat, and what I'm not touching on my day, like what I'm not working on, what I'm not talking about. Definitely it's important what I do when I'm not feeling good.
Yes.
Like if it's okay to not punish myself of not feeling productive,
right.
And replace it with, let's do something that will make me productive or make me feel good.
Yes.
And also the limit of what I do. Like if I dragged my work day to the night, now I need to put a limit. Even if it's not comfortable, I need to put it so I can do other stuff. And it's the limitation brought freedom, if it makes sense.
So having your own rules and boundaries so that you have your freedom, maybe.
Yeah, feels like it. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Super cool. So overall, looking at what we've done so far, what do you find the most valuable in the process working with us? So of course we have coaching sessions, we have, going texting back and forth about things going on. We have the tracker, the performance tracker. What was most valuable to you so far?
The most valuable thing that I feel right now, it's the habit tracker that let me know every day how I'm doing. Yeah. But for the long run, I think it's the confidence and the tools that now I can touch on, like every day when I need something, I can go to a tool or our conversation, our recorded conversation, and go through what we talked about. I think on the long run, the confidence, the self-esteem, the communication, it's very important.
Yeah, cool. And yeah, of course, the implementation tools after the coachings are the ones that you did so religiously almost, and you actually go back to. That's super cool. And you implemented it because we can see that you're talking differently about things now. So yeah, it's really awesome. Yeah, cool. So looking at who you are and how you came in and what we've done so far, who would you recommend to do this to? What kind of people do you think would be a good, would get good results from this? Who would benefit from this?
I can speak for myself that my type was sort of kind of people who already try a lot of stuff to establish their own identity and habits, and just to the people who want to take it further. It's very intensive. It's 3 months of a lot of work on myself, like daily reflection. So it's a person who are willing to put the time, the effort, and try to open himself up, to look at himself, which is very hard for kind of people. Yeah.
Interesting. And when you talk about it, it takes a lot of energy and time. Would you say this costs you a lot of time during the week, or how do you mean that?
The time that I mean is about the reflection, just to look at it. When I work, sometimes I need to remember what I need to do, mentally, to work on it. Where I put my focus, because a lot of time in the beginning, it's not natural to do all what we did.
Yeah, true.
So it's so I need to put it automatically in my mind. So it took a lot of work, a lot of mental work to go through it.
Yeah, so it's establishing the habits, establishing the new identity. That costs a lot of head work, let's say. It's you have to be conscious of it, and when you're conscious, it takes more energy. But you don't mean it didn't take you hours to make the implementation tools. It's rather about the work in you, the internal work to make the growth, right? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So I guess we're rounding off. Is there anything else, a last thing that you want to share or say, anything you want to add about your process, or anything about how we do things that it might be beneficial for other people to know?
It was very, very helpful that even though we met every other week, we still talked all day. And if I had something urgent, we always could talk, and you could help me. And it was a fun process, and I really try to put myself all the pressure that was when we did everything, to continue with me, that I can still challenge myself as we do.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was very challenging and good.
Awesome. Yeah, at least you see results, right? It's worth the effort.
Definitely.
It's a commitment, but you did it, right? Yeah, cool. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do with you is the full implementation and integration of that identity work. So really making sure that you are going to be integrating that new you onwards, not just the habits and having them installed, but also, as you say, showing up, self-confidence, communication, making sure that you reflect the right emotional mastery when things go wrong, detaching from the business, all that stuff. So looking forward to that session. And I just want to say thank you for trusting us in the process, of course, and letting us help you. And it's been a pleasure so far working with you. So yeah, great. Thank you for today. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And for anyone that's interested in how this works, just contact us. You'll find the information below. All right. Thank you so much, Michael.